Shall we look at adsorption or directly go to colloids? Okay, adsorption for a while. Adsorption. What is the definition? The phenomenon of some substances mainly solids called adsorbents AD attracting and subsequently gathering other substances mainly gases called adsorbates. On to their surfaces is called adsorption. What is a surface? Not exactly what you see, up to a depth of 0.1 nanometer. That is 10 power minus 10 power minus 10 meters, 10 power minus 8 centimeters. Almost the size of an atom. 10 power minus 8 means 1 angstrom. 1 angstrom depth. Adsorbent, adsorbate, rhyming with solvent and solute. That which goes and that which takes. How many of you attended this lecture earlier? Didn't? Adsorption versus absorption. AD versus AB. What are the advantages of adsorption? Suppose a substance is absorbed. What happens? It goes into the bulk and goes out from the bottom, other side. But when a substance is adsorbed, it sticks to the surface, and that can be restored whenever you want it, as and when you want it. So, यहाँ लाके अट्रैक्ट करना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं, क्योंकि मॉलिक्यूल्स अपने आप आ जाएंगे. जो आया उसको रोक रखना इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. कोकोनट चारकोल, adsorbs noble gases. Different noble gases at different temperatures. That's how you separate a mixture of noble gases. Surface phenomenon. This is bulk phenomenon. absorption, surface, bulk. Next, types of adsorption. Physical versus chemical. Chemisorption, physisorption, sorption. So, whenever a substance is adsorbed, a part of it is adsorbed also, and that is called, if both the take place, is called sorption. In physical adsorption, physisorption, it is weak van der Waals force. Weak van der Waals attraction. So the heat of adsorption is less, roughly some 20 to 40 kilojoules, very less. And chemisorption, the heat of adsorption is more. In 2012, I suppose, they have given a graph. We have to predict whether it is physical or chemical. We can do that only using the heat of adsorption. Was 125 kilojoules, therefore that is chemical. as good as what you say, a chemical bond. Weak van der Waals attraction. Here strong chemical bonds are formed. Using residual valencies. Later in 2013, they have given adsorption is exothermic. Yes. Huh? Which one? H2O nickel. H2O nickel. H2O adsorb नहीं होता. हाँ. In any kind of adsorption, definitely heat is released. Heat of adsorption is high. It is specific. It's not specific. Anyone can be adsorbed by anyone. It's not specific. This one is specific. You can't expect noble gases to form a bond with charcoal. Okay? So, chemical adsorption is specific. Only X can adsorb Y. It is multi-layered. Any number of layers can be formed, because once you adsorb somebody, he becomes a part of the adsorbent. He is also part of the adsorbent, and since it is van der Waals, another layer. ऐसा रहते रहेंगे van der Waals. But this is unilayered, क्योंकि एक बॉन्ड फॉर्म करने के बाद दूसरा बॉन्ड फॉर्म हो नहीं सकता ना. Even when oxygen is there, it forms both the bonds with the surface. Okay, that's all. Make a note. पाँच मिनट में हो जाए. So, this is reversible. This is irreversible. Irreversible. Once a chemical bond is formed and is broken, you cannot bring that back. Physical adsorption can easily be reversed. जो गया वो वापस तुरंत आ जाएंगे. Now, so many people attended this class, but I could not retain them. भाग के गए. Factors affecting adsorption. One, purity of the surface. Purer the surface, greater the adsorption. Two, surface area. Larger the surface, greater the adsorption. And how do we get larger surfaces? Finely divided substances. Good adsorbents. Finely divided nickel is called Raney nickel. It is mostly used in catalysis. Listen, most important is to find the suitable catalyst for a reaction. Most of the reactions are not possible because we didn't have, especially polymerization process. एसिटिलीन को पोलीमराइज करना बहुत मुश्किल हो गया. Next. So catalysts are made in smaller spheres. Sphere का surface area ज्यादा है ना, 4 pi r square. Three. Forgot to tell you, you have another 18 days, including today. 2007 to 2016, there were 10 exams, 20 papers. इसमें 2014 मत करना, बाकी 18 papers, answer 1 paper per day in chemistry. Thoroughly. 60% of the questions will be repeated. The challenge. हमारा प्राइम का मेल आईडी क्या है? प्राइम एकेडमी. ठीक है, मैं पूछ लूंगा. Because on 19th evening I will send last minute reminder, and maybe that will be uploaded on Prime's website. All of you can see it. On the 20th, between 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock, you should not study anything. After 12 o'clock, you have to relax. Maybe watch a comedy movie, 3 Idiots. Night, 19th night I will send. You download that on 20th morning. Between 10 and 12, X asks Y. दो लोग मिलके लगे तो फोन में बात करो. Less SRP, X says, better reducing agent, Y says. Small cation, more covalent. Like that. I will start preparing. Generally, I prepare on the evening of 19th. पता है ना मेरे पास अच्छे बच्चे नहीं है. अगर हो रहा तो उनके लिए पता सकता. 3. Third factor, NCERT says adsorption is directly proportional to critical temperature. But मेरा कहना क्या है? All these are directly proportional to intermolecular forces. Which one? Follow, 7 points है. How many of you remember? Boiling point, critical temperature, ease of liquefaction, ease of adsorption, van der Waals constant A, real behavior, compressibility. All are direct. So, these two are not mutually, related. These two depend on. So, okay, that's all. 4. Pressure. Effect of pressure on adsorption is given by Friendlich and Longmore. I think Longmore is not given in NCERT. The isotherms are not there. Adsorption isotherms, but adsorption equations are there. X by M is proportional to P to the power of 1 by N, where N is not equal to 0. And of course, N is a constant. चाय हाँ लो पूरा लिक्विड डाइट में हूँ. When you draw a graph, how do you get? What is X by M? X is mass of gas, mass of adsorbent, gas adsorbed, mass of adsorbent. Nobody has given it collectively a name, but you can call it coefficient of adsorption or degree of adsorption. So, beyond a point, pressure has no effect. एक हद के ऊपर जितना भी प्रेशर डालो कुछ नहीं होगा. Both physical and chemical adsorption are directly proportional to pressure. Both. So X by M is equal to K into P power 1 by N. Log X by M 1 by N log P plus log K. Y is equal to mx plus c. Log x by m. This isotherm is not there. यहाँ तक है. Log p on y axis. Y is equal to mx plus c. You get a slope 1 by n. Longmore X by M is equal to BP by 1 plus AP. A and B are constants, no relation with van der Waals. Now, at high pressure, X by M is equal to BP by what can be neglected? 1 can be neglected because pressure is high, AP. So it's equal to V by A constant. And how do you get when A is equal to 0? X by M is equal to Bp power 1 and A is equal to 0. So, log Morse is the general equation and Freundlich is a case in it. This is a general equation. इससे ये बना, इससे ये नहीं बनता. Longmore से, Longmore में एक ही जगह case. Y is equal to mx is a case of y is equal to mx plus c, isn't it? Then c is equal to 0 over effect of temperature x by m temperature. क्या होता है? Physical absorption decreases with temperature. Physical absorption decreases with increase in temperature. Physical. X by m temperature first increases and then decreases. Why does it increase? Energy of activation is produced, provided, chemical. And this is desorption. This is not typical of chemical adsorption only. Even all chemical reactions take place at lower temperatures, and when you heat further, they desorb, they break. Nitrogen and hydrogen combine at 450 degrees centigrade to give ammonia. If you further heat, that decomposes. How to decrease the concentration without adding more solvent? Concentration कम करना है, पानी नहीं डालना है, किसको? सोल्यूट को. Therefore, that is called last point. Adsorption from solution. Adsorption from solution. The 2000, when a gas is adsorbed, what happens? When a gas is adsorbed, the pressure decreases. When a solute is adsorbed, solute particles are adsorbed, concentration decreases. Given in 2003 and 2005 in succession. Concentration here and pressure here. Initial and final pressures are given. Acetic acid solution. A bed of charcoal. Charcoal bed. Adsorb. That Arihantwala in his 35 years has given that in mole concept. What are the applications of adsorption briefly mentioned, and read that page in NCERT. Separation of noble gases, creating vacuums, gas mass, and Fuller's earth, and that is vegetable oils contain some poisonous substances, and the poisonous substances are adsorbed on Fuller's earth, a type of chain of clay. Okay? And of course cupellation, we have already mentioned, chromatography. Just read the side headings first from NCERT. है ना तुम्हारे पास? खोलो NCERT खोल के साइड हेडिंग्स जल्दी जल्दी बताओ. Applications of adsorption.
Production of high vacuum gas mass, control of humidity.
Control of?
Humidity.
Okay. Silica gel adsorbs, desiccant.
Removal of curving matter, homogeneous catalyst, creation of inert gases, in curing diseases, crop rotation process.
No. Heterogeneous catalysis, then?
Separation of inert gases.
Okay.
Then in curing diseases.
Curing?
diseases,
Hmm.
crop flotation process,
Hmm.
absorption indicators,
Hmm.
chromatographic analysis.
Colloids. Oh. So application of NCRT, oh no, application of adsorption from NCRT for those who will watch the video in future. Colloids. Yeah, आधा घंटा लगेगा. Any question on colloids? Look at what? Particle size. Suspension, colloid, true solution. If the particle size is less than 1 millimicron, it is called a true solution. Bahut invisible. Invisible. What is the definition I have given you for dissolving? Dissolving, breaking into smallest pieces, small pieces. Ionizing, breaking into smallest pieces. Because an ion is even smaller than the atom. If it is between 1 micron and 1 millimicron, it's called a colloid. And greater than 1 micron, it is called a suspension. It can be filtered. Ultra filtration में colloid को filter कर सकते हैं. True solution को कुछ भी करके filter नहीं कर सकते. Can never be filtered. Lyophilic colloids lyophobic, stable, more towards true solutions. These are more towards suspensions. So, border. कोल्हापुर में कन्नड़ा भी बात करते हैं. क्यों? That is on the borders of Belgaum. And Belgaum में मराठी बात करते हैं. So, if the particle size is close to that 1 micron, it will become lyophobic. If it is close to 1 millimicron, it becomes almost like a true solution. Now, stable, less stable. Stabilizers are required. And lyophilic salts themselves are used as stabilizers, protective agents. Like gelatin is lyophilic. Egg albumin, they are all used as protective agents. Sol means colloid, not solution. So like that, look at more differences. These are not reversible, these are reversible. ऐसा कुछ तो है. Now, manufacture of colloids. Brady's arc process. This is used for metal salts. metal salts, gold salt, iron salt, gold, electrodes. You create silent electric discharge. What is silent electric discharge? If there is moisture, what happens? Moisture hai to moisture will break and you get the sound. That is why you get that thunder when lightning occurs. When electricity passes through gases, they get ionized. So see that there is no moisture. And gold vapors enter. Gold vapors enter the dispersion medium. Dispersed phase, dispersion medium. This is the stationary one and this is mobile. Like children playing in a playground. Playground doesn't move. Playground is stationary, but children do move. Why do you require gold salt? Gold salt is an Ayurvedic medicine for some skin diseases, dermatological problems. Here, gold enters vapor state. Listen, you need gold only in small quantity for two reasons. The body requires only one small quantity and gold is costly. So when gold salt is prepared, gold vapors enter with kinetic energy, nothing will happen. Two, dispersion techniques. I think it is not there in NCERT. But you need to know. Paints are manufactured using this technique. There are two circular discs, one above the other, like a chakki. Stone made chakki रहते हैं ना? नहीं मालूम? आटा पिसाने के लिए, गेहूं. So you take paint dye stuffs. Paint dye stuffs. You get solid paint dye stuffs and you see नीचे वाला स्टेशनरी रहेगा, ऊपर वाला घूमता रहेगा. And powder enters turpentine oil. Very hot turpentine oil. And powder enters with, most important, JEE. Why is kinetic energy required? They have to get dispersed. अंदर घूमना है ना? That's the idea. Vapors also have kinetic energy, and these powders, they enter with kinetic energy. Types of colloids मालूम है ना? Solid, insolid. What are they? What are they? Example. Huh? Solid, insolid. Colored glasses. Gemstones, precious stones. है ना? The gems, what are they? Like ruby, sapphire, topaz, cat's eye. They are all, listen, they are all made of alumina, Al2O3. Al2O3 is colorless. Aluminum compounds, how can you expect them to be colored? No unpaired electron. But they contain impurities. The color is due to impurities. Chromium impurities give green color and you get emerald. Cobalt impurities give red color and you get ruby. Copper impurities will give blue color and it's called sapphire. So the color is due to impurities and you are paying lakhs of rupees for the impurities. No. लड़का का है चाय चाहिए करके पूछ के गए. No. Last technique, very interesting. Peptization. Giving life to the dead. Very interesting. After this we will discuss the three properties of colloids: mechanical, optical and electrical. Giving life to the dead. Peptide linkage is present in proteins. Peptide. And proteins have something to do with life. Therefore, I use the word giving life to the dead. Ferric hydroxide doesn't dissolve in water. Ferric hydroxide falls as a heap pile. But we require ferric hydroxide for the body. It's ferric ions actually, not ferric hydroxide. Ferric ions चाहिए. Iron 3. Soluble नहीं रहा तो हम इसको लिया तो भी कोई फायदा नहीं. So I add FeCl3. Which is adsorbed by FeOH thrice solid mass है ना? The solid mass adsorbs. Who is adsorbed? बताया ना सुबह. Whoever is more covalent. Fe3 plus is adsorbed. Fe3 plus is adsorbed by a group of FeOH thrice, not individual. क्या हूँ खुलता नहीं ना. उधर से भी नहीं खुला. चेन्नई खुलेगा यार. छवि. थैंक यू. क्या हो गया भाई हाथ को? नॉट बाय individual FeOH thrice molecules. What is the significance of that group? What is the significance of that group? Because it is a group, it is of colloidal size. Group individual particles है तो true solution बन जाएगी. ग्रुप है इसीलिए colloid बना. Now, and this sol is named as FeOH thrice oblique Fe3 plus. You might have got a doubt, sir. FeCl3 अगर soluble है तो सीधा उसी को ही दे सकते हैं ना. But FeCl3 is highly acidic, produces HCl when dissolved in water, and that is harmful. So this is called baptization. AgI, AgNO3, which is adsorbed? Which is adsorbed. So, since Fe3 plus is adsorbed, that sol is positively charged. यहाँ कौन adsorb होता है? Whichever is more covalent. Naturally, silver is more covalent. AgI adsorbs Ag plus. Arsenic sulfide H2S PPT. So in your laboratory also you must have done that. When you add FeCl3 to FeOH thrice, that comes back into solution like a turbid layer. नीचे बिल्कुल नहीं बैठता, कम से कम ऊपर आ जाता है. Now who is adsorbed? Between H plus and baptizing agent. This is called seeding agent. Between H plus and sulfide, which is more covalent? H plus is highly ionic here. So sulfide. So you get As2S3, S2 minus, negatively charged salt. One more is there, SnO2 plus next. Properties of colloids. Types of colloids depending on the dispersion medium. If water is the dispersion medium, they are called aquasols or hydrosols. If alcohol is the alcohol. If gas, if air is dispersion medium, they are called aerosols. Smoke is an aerosol. What is smoke? Not dust particles, carbon particles in gas, mixture of gases. Mechanical properties. Blood is a hydrosol. Blood. And most of the allopathic syrups are alcosols. Homeopathic drugs also. They are alcosols. Alcohol is the medium. That's why when you give cough syrup to a weeping child, he happily sleeps because of alcohol. Intoxication due to alcohol. Mechanical properties. What are they? Mechanical properties. Brownian movement, zigzag motion, why is this important? What is the significance of zigzag motion? Random motion cause? Then only collisions takes place. For collisions to take place, there should be zigzag motion. Uniform motion में collision नहीं होता. And due to collision only chemical reactions take place. 2. Optical properties. Scattering of light by particles of colloidal size. You should not call colloidal particles, as though only a few will form colloidal particles. Anyone can be obtained in colloidal state. Sugar, does it form a true solution or a colloid? Both. अभी तो बताया everyone can be obtained in colloidal state. What is sugar syrup? The pak we use in gulab jam. Pak बोलते हैं इसको? Pak. That is colloid. So there are nothing called colloidal particles. True solution particles रहेंगे, but colloidal particles नहीं रहेंगे. Particles of colloidal size. Look here. Earth. Dust particles in air. Sun god. God's sun. When light falls, what happens? What do you mean by dispersion? Dispersion. All wavelengths separated. Scattering. 3 idhar, 4 idhar. During the break, what will you do? You scatter. You move as groups, 3, 4, 3, 4. But after the class is over, you disperse. अपना घर. So, violet, indigo, blue इधर आएंगे. Yellow, orange, red इधर आएंगे. Green कहाँ जाएगा मालूम नहीं. And scattering of light by sea water is called C.V. Raman effect. C.V. Raman, scattering of light by sea, surface of the sea. Why does sea water, scatter? It also contains colloids. So this is called Tyndall cone effect. Tyndall cone effect. I think this is the principle involved in Polaroid cameras. I'm not sure. Polarization, of course, is used. Electrical properties of colloids. Lyophilic salts are charged. Lyophilic salts are charged. That's why they are stable. मैंने बताना भूल गया. When one FeOH thrice, Fe3 plus, and another FeOH thrice, Fe3 plus, they come into contact. What happens? They repel each other. Due to that repulsion, they get the kinetic energy for a dispersion. Disperse होने के लिए kinetic energy चाहिए ना? The repulsions between the charged colloidal particles will help them disperse. Now, electrical properties. FeOH thrice is a positively charged salt. Here is positive charge and it is surrounded by water molecules OH minus H plus and OH minus H plus. This is called primary layer. This is called secondary layer. Everywhere you will have this primary secondary business. Now, primary layer, secondary layer. And Lalit Kumar sir. What exists? What is this arrangement called? Capacitor? Am I right? So between these two layers, a potential is developed. Primary and secondary layer. and this is called a helm. Each layer is called stern layer, stern double layer, stern double layer. Helmholtz double layer means primary, secondary. This is stationary, which sticks to the colloidal particle, and this is mobile. So it's called diffused. This is stationary, that is diffused. Helmholtz double layer contains two stern double layers. And a potential is developed between these two, which is called zeta potential or Zygmundi potential. Good. Now tell me, a lyophobic sol is stabilized by? Of course. Lyophilic sol 2013 का ही क्वेश्चन है. Lyophilic sol is stabilized by preferential adsorption of ions from the solvent. Preferential adsorption. So why are these three given in the same chapter? I mean surface chemistry, catalysis. Catalysis is a surface phenomenon. Colloids are also surface phenomena. Why is colloids surface phenomenon? Because the charged particle is adsorbed on the surface. Applications of adsorption, once again from NCERT. Applications of colloids. Excellent vision. Formation of river delta. When river water meets the sea, river water is a colloidal clay. It contains clay, and when it reaches sea contains electrolytes. What will the electrolytes do? They separate the dispersion phase and dispersion medium, and clay gets deposited here, and the river has to take detour, and this delta is very fertile because that contains clay. That's not formed in one day or over a period of time. Electrophoresis, the sewerage and the drainage canals contain poisonous substances, dichromates, वगैरह. Even the detergents are also poisonous. So towards the end of this one, electrodes are kept. These electrodes will separate the dispersed phase and dispersed medium, and this is called sewerage treatment. When you go to engineering, the first chapter you study is this. Gutter कैसे clean करना है पढ़ाएंगे. Surface chemistry वाला adsorption. Now, मैंने बहुत पहले इंजीनियरिंग स्टूडेंट्स को भी पढ़ाया इंजीनियरिंग केमिस्ट्री. तब से लेके अब तक जैन एंड जैन करके एक किताब है केमिस्ट्री के लिए, वही यूज करते हैं. किस किस को नहीं पढ़ा है? हमारा पोस्टमैन को पढ़ा है, हमारा भाभी को पढ़ा है. At the age of 35, I made her graduate. Now, there is electrical properties and molecular aggregate colloid. Means molecular aggregate and associate colloid. It's missile, not a colloid, because of individual particles. Not a colloid because of individual particles, but due to aggregation of particles. Particles इकट्ठा होने की वजह से the individual molecules are very small. Individual molecules or ions are very small. But when they aggregate, they go to the colloidal phase. Solution. So soap क्या form करेगा? Soap. Does it form a true solution or a colloid? Both. At low concentration. बहुत कम soap लिया तो low concentration you get a true solution, and at a high concentration you get a colloid. How do you get a colloid? I'll tell you. Look here. When these two meet head on किया तो stearate ions CH3 CH2 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 COO minus. When a stearate ion makes head on collision with another stearate ion, what happens? Minus minus repulsion. ये दोनों repel होके क्या करेंगे? The opposite ends attract. You must have seen the same in magnetism. Take two magnets, south poles of a magnet, they repel, but ये उल्टा होके इधर नॉर्थ पोल आ जाएगा. किसका? जिसका पोल स्ट्रेंथ कम हो वो उल्टा करेगा. Now, so why do the opposite ends attract? Van der Waal. बहुत मास है ना. CH3 COO minus CH3 COO. This is called a missile. And soap also behaves the same way. The stearate ions turn tables and opposite ends attract. Now it has the ability to, with the negative charge it holds on to water, and because of the mass it attracts dust particles here. Dust है तो हम धुलाई कर सकते, but dust means oil. Same thing happens in milk also. What is milk? Is an emulsion, liquid in liquid emulsion, liquid fat in granule state, liquid fat dispersed in water, not dissolved, liquid fat dispersed in water. But one is non-polar, the other one is polar. Non-polar doesn't mix with polar. You require a third person to hold them both. दोनों को गला पकड़ने वाला चाहिए.